Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press that like button. Please do subscribe. I hope everybody's had a great Tuesday so far. So I don't know if it's me, but I've been unbelievably hot today. It's really hot. And I've been wearing leggings and I've had to change into my shorts because it's just too hot in here. I thought I was going to faint. I think it is exceptionally hot. I don't think it's me personally. I went out in leggings and my jacket and I was just sweating buckets. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 3:13 p.m.
Right guys, so you've seen that I've eaten lunch, right? I've eaten the spaghetti bolognese that my mum ordered from Pizza Go Go. I normally order from I think it's Super Pizza or something like that, but my mum just had Pizza Go Go leaflets. I had a Malteser's milkshake round there yesterday. So I'm feeling okay. I'm not depressed at the moment, although I feel that someone's trying to upset me. I had two messages off of Flirt Finder before I left to take Max out for a walk this morning, and then they stop. So they say, "Hello, how are you?" I reply, "I'm good, how are you?" And then they either don't reply because they want me to say I'm miserable, obviously, or they ask another question and it leads to absolutely nothing. So fair enough. I mean, how is anyone ever going to meet you and see who and what you're all about if they don't bother? So they're going to make assumptions, come to wrong decisions, and it's their loss. It ain't my loss. I'm happy on my own. I'm quite happy. In fact, I've never been happier. I'm better off as well. So go ahead, be stupid. That's not my problem, that's your problem. See you later. So I had two messages. Half the time they don't even show their face. I don't know why. Perhaps they're scared of their own reflection. I don't know why they don't show their face. You tell me. I said perhaps they're scared of their reflection in the mirror. So I'd had lunch. I went downstairs because I'd seen the post lady talking to a gentleman with a lovely haircut over the road. He must have had a fresh haircut. She was talking to a bloke, and I thought she'd been into the flat, so I went downstairs. There was nothing in my mailbox, came back up, made myself a cup of coffee, then I got ready to take Max out for the second afternoon walk, because he didn't go out for a walk yesterday afternoon because I went round to see my mum. So I got ready about 2 o'clock, which is the usual time I go out. If I'd gone round to Charlie's flat and I'd stayed round there with him and his girlfriend, and he has got a girlfriend, and even though she says she isn't his girlfriend, she buys him everything. She buys him guitar strings, she buys him food, so he's a kept man. Charlie's a kept man. And he's also got his sister buying him stuff as well. So I don't know why he's so thin, but it's not because he doesn't get anything, because he does, and I've seen him eat. I've seen him eat biscuits when I've been round there. It's probably because he smokes, because smoking can cause you to become thin. That's why some women smoke, because it keeps them thin. Right. So had I been round Charlie's flat, then I would have stayed till nearly 2 or 1, whatever, because his girlfriend usually would say, "I think it's time for you to go now, Crystal. Would you like Charlie to take you home?" And then he would come down the road and then walk around the flat with me and then fiddle with his hands. Well, he couldn't do that today, could he? Because I didn't go round there. So I went on the field by myself, and I wasn't humiliated because he hadn't touched me, he hadn't done anything. I hadn't walked around the field with him. I completely ignored him with my phone call and I went off. So they had nothing to gulp at, nothing to laugh at, because nothing happened. So I went onto the field, straight onto the Rochester Riverside field, and yeah, builders about. And there's this young lad, must be about 25, smoke on his face, eating his dinner. But I'd had some post in the mailbox, and my mum had sent me some money. And I'm not going to the shop with it today, because I went yesterday evening, when no one knew about it. So, a letter from Mum. By the way, my mum's just rung me and I've answered the phone. I answered the phone to my mum because I don't know what's going up in her neck of the woods when I'm not there, so I help my mum get a boost of morale. 24th of September 2023. Dear Janestra, I hope that you are well. I'll phone you as usual. I hope that Nikki, your cat, is well and getting better. Also Snowball too, and Max. Things are just the same here. Enclosed is £40. I haven't forgotten that your birthday is on Wednesday. Bye for now. From Mum. So my mum's put £40 in the letter. And I'm not going to waste that money in the co-op. So whatever happens tomorrow, I've got the £40 I showed you, and there's another £40 there. So even if I am on my own, I can go out and do a bit of shopping if I so do wish. So yeah, some stupid pillock eating in front of me with a smirk on his face. Same age as my son. Doesn't bother me. I've had spaghetti bolognese. I've got that food I got yesterday. There's a couple of chocolate chip cookies from the takeaway place yesterday. I'm taking it easy with food. I'm not stuffing myself. I'm just having bits. Because I could have eaten that spaghetti bolognese yesterday, but I saved it for today, right? It doesn't get them anywhere being cruel. It doesn't. They get shot in the backside. Because the more they're cruel to me, the more it backfires on them. And they look stupid. And they are stupid. When God gave these idiots brains, he didn't deal them enough, did he? They don't realise that what goes around comes around. If you keep being cruel to someone, you're going to taste your own venom. You're going to taste your own poison that you're spilling out to somebody. You're going to feel God's wrath. You can't keep being cruel to someone and get away with it. It will backfire on you, and the people doing it are so stupid they don't realise what's coming for them. You know, I learn, and I learn the hard way. I kept saying hello to that Charlie, going back and being treated like a little kid and being manipulated and made fun of. Well, now the joke's on them, isn't it? Joke's on them. Thinking I'm going to go back to their flat she's got a decent job. Her rent's a lot higher than mine. She's fucking got money. And I have to sit in a flat and look at all her ornaments and all her lovely furniture. I mean, no thank you. I can buy my own. Just think you're going to invite you into the property and then, oh, something's gone missing. Something's gone missing. That's what my ex used to do, and then he used to find it in his wallet, where it was all along. Oh, my five has gone missing, my five has gone missing. Oh, I'm so sorry for accusing you, it's in my wallet, where it was all the time. And I bet he's missing, knows what he's missing. He's been a mug. So I took Max out for a walk on the fields, and I was quite happy to do so. If people want to be stupid and people want to carry on doing the stupid things, and I have to live in, I don't know what this is. It's pure evil. Flashing themselves in your face, their body parts, food. Not interested. Don't want it. Got my own, thank you. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
See? It's a little bit exciting.
Gamble responsibly. Over 18s only. T's and C's apply. Please see our website for more details. British Heart Foundation is a registered charity.
Sheila Fogarty on LBC.
Bruce Williamson joins me, spokesperson from Rail Future, the UK's leading independent organisation that campaigns for better rail services for passengers and freight. Bruce, good afternoon to you.
Hi.
So I listed my moans. James listed his moans. What are your moans?
Well, I think, the one that springs to mind straight off, and you mentioned it as well, is the outrageous cost of rail fares in this country. You know, we do have, if not the most expensive, but amongst the most expensive, and also an insanely complex rail fare structure. So, you know, not only are the tickets expensive, but actually finding the cheapest one is really, really difficult.
So that would be your top priority, would it? Pricing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to be done on. Obviously we don't like the idea of ticket offices being closed, and there's a whole litany that you described of, overcrowding. That's another big one, I suppose. Particularly if you're unlucky enough to travel through Birmingham New Street, on cross country. That really is the Sardine Express, isn't it?
Do you know what happened to me at Birmingham New Street once, Bruce?
It has happened.
No, do you know what did happen to me once?
Oh, no, go on, yeah.
I took up smoking for a day. That's how bad it got. On the journey I was on from Bristol to Liverpool, nearly killed me.
Right.
And then I decided it was time to try 10 Silk Cut. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't smoke again.
Just to say, I think, having said that, right, you were talking about the golden age of steam, and I think someone from the golden age of steam would be actually quite impressed with these sort of electric trains that don't pollute and can start up. It takes about several hours to get to light the fire and get your steam engine hot, and there's smooth ride, air-conditioned carriages.
And then they'd make a journey from London to Liverpool or London to Edinburgh, and it would be, oh my God, what's gone on with the world?
So, the blame for this, where's all the blame for this lies? Because everyone looks at the continent or Japan in rose-tinted spectacles, and in some cases it's better. It's not necessarily better, but I mean, British railways have suffered from decades of lack of investment. And the other problem we have is the sort of political interference, particularly the stop-start nature of investment. We heard it yesterday or day before, didn't we? About HS2. Is it on? Is it off? Well, we haven't had an announcement yet, but that uncertainty adds to costs and makes it difficult to plan a railway, and the same with electrification. As ever, and with fares as well, we need to remember that the railway is pretty much centrally managed by the Department for Transport. So let's lay the blame for all the ills pretty squarely at the government, I think.
So where do we take it from here then? Because as things stand, you've got, not every train service is appalling, but most of them go through appalling phases, and lots of them at the moment are going through phases affected by strike action. I think that's over now, isn't it? But the staffing levels are problematic as well. There was those problems a couple of years ago, just before the pandemic, I think I'm right in saying it would have been with Southeastern. people's lives really disrupted by Southeastern. I mean, marriages ended, jobs were lost, mental health was lost. I mean, I'm saying that in all seriousness. I spoke to people at the time, it was terrible. And I think unless you use trains regularly, you don't realise quite how bad they can be for your health.
No, I suppose not. I mean, I'm lucky in the sense that I've never been a regular commuter on a sort of 9 to 5 basis. You know, for some people that can be an absolute nightmare. My personal experiences are a little better than that. But it's, you know, the solution is for us, you, me, and the general public to put pressure on politicians, because they ultimately are the ones who make it happen and who hold the purse strings. So we've got to barrage our MPs and saying this isn't good enough. We demand cheaper fares. We demand more investment. We demand reliable train services, and then just maybe things will get better. But the bad news is that turning around the super tanker of the British railway system, you know, it ain't going to be quick. There are no magic bullets. There are no quick fixes here. It relies on.
And we've just cancelled the slow fix.
But what do you mean by that?
HS2.
Oh, I see. I think do you know something like?
No, I do, but I mean, it's looking that way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, but I again, who knows how it's going to pan out? It's still all up in the air. But yeah, I mean,
also the costs. I mean, why? You know, I think it's a legitimate question to ask why the costs absolutely spiraled and why it wasn't possible to predict more accurately, maybe not totally accurately, but more accurately what those costs would be. Something's gone wrong in that process, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and it's not as if, you know, we don't have the ability to get it right. HS1 is an example of where they did get it right, you know, and they didn't have these outrageous cost overruns and so on. Crossrail, Elizabeth Line, okay, that is late and over budget, but now that it's up and running, it's a massive success story. And so in that regard...
London again?
Right.
London?
Yeah, London again, yes, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with London, but the rest of the country needs to have a look in as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, we need Crossrail for the north, also known as Northern Powerhouse Rail. There's a very strong case for that. I want to see that happen. But, you know, whilst these projects are sort of incompetently managed, it makes that investment in other rail projects harder to sell.
Do you think the political will was ever really there where it mattered for Northern Powerhouse Rail? I don't, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does in the local MPs in the north.
Oh, yeah.
But in Westminster, I think yes, they probably see it as a nice to have icing on the cake, but not necessarily core.
Is it a uniquely British problem that we can't plan big projects long term unless they've got a royal attached to them?
Well, even then, I think...
See the Elizabeth line for details. That had to be done before the Queen died so she could open it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, no, all countries have their problems. I mean, I know it was a very, very long time ago, but the one that springs to mind was the Canada Olympics of 1976. That was a fiasco, wasn't it? And, you know, I can't think of any good examples off the top of my head. Countries like China, of course, you know, they're dictatorships, so they can just bulldoze through whatever they want and cut corners and so on.
Is our geography part of the issue, do you think?
Only very slightly. You know, Britain is a much more densely populated country than France, so that means that the French have more green fields to slice through, which is obviously a lot cheaper than demolishing houses. But that's only a small factor. I think there are many, many others, and I'll be honest, I don't know what all those other factors are. My expertise is more in railways than sort of project management, the building projects, but someone will know the answer. I hope.
I was going to say, I wouldn't ask them not to. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Bruce Williamson, spokesperson from Rail Future.
Right, guys, so I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm probably going to mess around with my Alexa, either watch YouTube videos, a film. I watched my Wishmaster film last night. Very gory it was too, but I enjoyed it. I'm fine, absolutely fine by myself. You know, sometimes you've got to weigh things up. I'd rather be on my own with the wrong person encouraging me to do bad things. I'm quite happy that way. take care everybody, and I'll probably do a video this evening before I take Max out for his evening walk. When someone offers to be a chaperone and look after you, it shouldn't involve touching or being sexually, harassing somebody. See you later.